It was always either my mother or my sister. We always came down together. It was an event to come downtown this far, and we were always going to be spending time together. We were going to be here for the majority of the day. We have a very rich culture here in the city, and a lot of it is linked to actual locations or buildings. That's something we can't really link a price to, and the Dodge Fountain is one of those fixtures that we can definitely salvage and restore. And so when the opportunity arose for us to use some of those ARPA dollars to do so, we took the opportunity to make it a priority of one of our projects.
A futuristic design ahead of its time and an ambitious project by sculptor and architect Isamu Noguchi. The Japanese-American-born artist was very intentional with his design, not only creating a one-of-a-kind fountain, but a meeting space that Detroiters take so much pride in. You know, they don't say meet me at Woodward and Jefferson. They say meet me at the Hart Plaza fountain.
He definitely tailored his design to Detroit and, the 1970s Detroit, known for its, automotive industry. He definitely wanted, to show Detroit as a future-thinking city, a continually future-thinking city. So I'm glad that Detroit has this different window into Noguchi that probably most Americans don't. For the New York World's Fair, he actually created his first fountain design, which was a temporary fountain made out of an industrial plasterish cement called magnesite. That was done for Ford Motor Company for their pavilion at the World's Fair. And this kind of relates, obviously, one automotive manufacturer, the Ford Company. That would be the direct predecessor to the Dodge Fountain in Detroit. I know that early on, Coleman Young noticed that there was no space for what he called the Ethnic Festival at the time. So Noguchi accommodated that feedback directly into early on in the design.
It was a festival every weekend back then, and it was everything. The Polish Festival, African American Festival, the African World Festival, the Arab Festival, all of the festivals, it was a thing. And so you looked forward to riding by and looking at the marquee to see which festival it was. Back in the day, it was just the letter marquee.
I think that Detroit Plaza, Hart Plaza, and the Dodge Fountain combined for Noguchi was a very important commission because it was really the first time he was creating a public space, a civic space that anybody could enter into. I think that Detroit has shown that it is interested in maintaining the complexity that he envisioned for it so that the public continued to be impressed by it. The public sees fountains all the time. So the idea of keeping the Dodge Fountain as like something state-of-the-art into the 21st century would certainly make Noguchi happy.
That was the biggest water feature you could ever imagine back when it was fully operational. You didn't even have to stand really close to it to be completely drenched. So I'm looking forward to an opportunity to see my granddaughter actually run through the fountain. So I'm excited once we get it fully operational. You'll have to get in line behind me.